Hi YouTube. Okay, so first let's start off by saying, I swear I don't always wear this shirt. I only wear this shirt on days that I want to look cute because I'm going somewhere, and I want to look cute because I'm going somewhere. But I do wear other shirts, just so you know. And the second thing that I want to talk about is I'm going to, boop, 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 boop. Beautiful, just waiting for somebody to leave. I'm going to start. Oh, I started writing the script for the Beer and Chat, where I'm going to pitch little YouTube to you on my main channel. And the reason that I wanted to make it a Beer and a Chat is because I also want to talk about YouTube community and kind of how YouTube has evolved. But mostly the Beer and a Chat is about it's a Beer and a Chat ultimately about YouTube community and how I appreciate smaller creators. Then at the end, it's like, and because I feel all these things, I'm going to make a little YouTube. It's essentially blah, 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 blah. What would you like to see in it? Anyway, so this is like, I'm asking you to help me write a pitch for a pitch for a pitch. It's just pitchception. So right now I'm writing the script for the Bearded Chat where I pitch little YouTube. And what I need from you is I need some of your opinion. And then I'm also simultaneously, I have two Google Docs open. I have little YouTube Bearded Chat and little YouTube outline where I'm actually outlining little YouTube. And I have a few pages on it. It looks pretty cool. But so for both of these, I need your help. I need you to discuss the dichotomy that exists between big and little YouTubers and or the difference between big YouTube culture and little YouTube culture. Because I definitely think that both of these um, bodies of YouTubers can be very different and can have their own culture. They're not mutually exclusive. They can exist together. For example, when big YouTubers shout out little YouTubers, that is a meshing of the cultures because I feel like that is a very like little YouTube thing to do. Like I see a lot of little YouTubers shouting out other little YouTubers, like significantly smaller than them. For example, I have almost 100,000 subscribers and I just shouted out somebody that barely had 1,000. Or I not shouted them out, I did a collab with them. Um, that's like I literally have on my main channel, I literally have 90 times more the subscribers. But I literally couldn't have been more excited to shout them out because they're flawless. Um, and um, so sometimes you'll see that happen in big YouTube. For example, when Tyler Oakley shouted me out, he probably has 90 times as many subscribers as me. Or James Chats, he definitely has 90,000 or 90 times more subscribers than James Chats. But he still shouted us out. That was a very little YouTube thing for a big YouTuber to do. So sometimes the cultures mesh, and everything's gray. You know how I don't think there's black and white. Everything's gray, but I do think that there is definitely a dichotomy that has exceptions, but still a dichotomy. So what is the difference between big YouTube culture and little YouTube culture? For example, I think little YouTube culture involves more realistic content. It's very down to earth and discussion oriented. I'm going to pull out my camera, and if I'm lucky, it's a DSLR, but it also could just be a digital camera. I'm going to talk to you about something that's important to me. And then if I'm lucky, I will have been able to have the money to afford a nice editing software, and I might edit it kind of cool. And then I'll upload it, and I'll read all the comments, and like die if I get a video response because it'll be so cool. And I feel like little YouTubers also will have more of a discussion around topics. Like I just see the feminist community discussing topics like crazy like crazy. Female content creators just like, oh my gosh, they discuss things like they go back and forth. They'll make a video and then they'll make a video responding to a video and it'll just be this giant discussion. And I don't really see big YouTubers do that. Again, there's always the exception. The discussion on YouTube culture would be the exception in this case. But otherwise, that's kind of an exception. So I see like little YouTubers having more realistic content that's discussion oriented. While on the other hand, I see big YouTubers often, not always, but often, not always, but often, collabing with each other, which is great. That's entertaining to watch. There's nothing wrong with a collab. I'm just noting a difference. And often the collab is very goofy and lighthearted and fun and usually a challenge. And I mean, to get even more specific in observing trends, usually a makeup challenge. There's a lot of makeup challenge collabs between famous YouTubers out there. And that's kind of the content that I see them making. So yeah, there's just like a difference in content that is made, and like, and I kind of think goals, because so little YouTubers make, this totally sounds like I'm on team little YouTube. I want to play devil's advocate and talk about how they're both good and bad. I obviously am biased a little bit. That's why you're here, to check me in the comments. But little YouTubers, so like I said, they're discussion oriented, so they have a goal. They have a goal to open people's minds and ultimately persuade people, while at the same time asking people to like tell them what they think in the comments, so, and with an open mind, so maybe they'll change their, and they have like a goal to learn and to talk and to like raise awareness, I often feel. While big YouTubers, sometimes they totally do that a ton, but I also, like with these collabs, I feel like the goal is to swap audiences and gain subscribers, which isn't a bad thing. I totally do that a lot. I do a lot of collabs. My collabs aren't the same because they're virtual collabs, and like, I mean, when you think of my collabs and you think of like Alfie's collabs, I'm not subscribed to Alfie, but I think he's fine. I like Alfie. Don't take this, don't be the takeaway from this video, be like, Ashmere Gal doesn't like Alfie. Alfie seems great. He seems like, honestly, like a good person. I bet if in a parallel universe where we both weren't YouTubers, if I ran into Alfie days in the street and we got a good conversation going, I totally could see us being friends. He seems like a good guy. However, when you think of my collabs and you think of Alfie Day's collabs, they're obviously very different. I'm not saying mine are better, I'm just saying they're different. He likes to choose another famous YouTuber and do often a makeup challenge. And that's kind of what he does every time. And they're, yeah. And I, on the other hand, will collab with people from like across the country, across the world, because I'm not rich and I don't live in like a hub of YouTube. Like London or LA, and so I have to collab virtually, plus it's a very old school thing to do, so that's what I do. And then sometimes we do challenges, sometimes we talk about discussions, sometimes we do skits. There's just like, there's a plethora, there's a lot of variety, and it doesn't just have to be like a makeup challenge. And it's not necessarily, I don't know, it's really, I like bring people in because, so for the example, the androgyny collab, I brought Lena in and Nicola in because I thought they'd be good people to talk about it. Not to swap audiences, not to like be patronizing, but like there wasn't much of an audience to swap. Really, I brought them in because I wanted to spotlight them. I did gain some subscribers, which was awesome. That was a great bonus thing, but that definitely wasn't the reason I was doing it. I brought them in because they were smart, good people that I wanted to spotlight and had good opinions on the whatever. Also, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, the culture involving little YouTube versus big YouTube is little YouTube obviously has much less money. It's not corporate in any way. It's very personal. It's very real. It's very documenting of the life. Big YouTube often is like very high budget, very corporate. Sometimes it's even like corporate TV shows like My Music and things like that, blah, blah, blah. There's a countless list of differences between big and little YouTube culture. This is going to stop recording any minute, so I have to stop. What are some differences that you notice? Thank you so much. Meow, 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 meow. I do like Alfie.